Welcome to the Mirror Moves, where revenge doesn't always roar in. Sometimes it rolls in smooth, silent, and unstoppable. Where justice doesn't shout, it just lands perfectly. They called her quiet. They called her nice. They called her sweetheart, kid, and more often than not, lost. They didn't know her name was Eli Morgan, and they had no idea she was about to become the storm they never saw coming. Eli was 27 when she applied to the Talon Range flight program, a competitive flight training camp in Nevada designed to scout top-tier civilian pilots for elite federal defense projects. It was invite only, 6 slots, for weeks. And most of the applicants came in like they already owned the sky. Eli didn't. She showed up with a single duffel, secondhand boots, and a notebook so weathered it looked like it had flown missions of its own. She didn't talk much. She watched. She learned. She asked thoughtful questions instead of bragging about hours logged or how fast they'd gone. And that's what made her a target. Among the selected was Griffin Marks, the kind of guy who wore aviators indoors and said copy that in casual conversation. To him, Eli was just a hobbyist, just another feel-good diversity pick. He made sure to remind her of that every chance he got. You ever land anything faster than a Piper Cherokee, princess? Did your grandpa build you that notebook? You sure you're in the right hangar? She didn't respond. She just kept flying. And by week 2, instructors started to notice something. Eli wasn't flashy. She wasn't the loudest. But she was the most precise. Every flight plan, flawless. Every maneuver, clean. Every instrument check, down to the decimal. She moved through the air like it owed her nothing. And she gave it everything in return. But not everyone liked what they saw. The shift happened fast. One morning, she arrived for drills to find her name missing from the day's flight log. When she asked, the clipboard sergeant grunted, "You've been benched. Talk to command." So she did. They told her she'd been withdrawn from the program. Lack of assertiveness, the director said. Low adaptability under social pressure. Translation: you made the wrong people uncomfortable by being better than them. Quietly. Eli didn't cry. She didn't shout. She packed her duffel, handed her logbook to the quartermaster with a steady hand, and walked straight past Griffin Marks, who was laughing into a phone on the airstrip. "Guess the cupcake crumbled," he said. "Illy goset." "You fly like you talk," she said. Fast, loud, and mostly useless. Then she left. But that's not where the story ends. That's where it takes off. Eli didn't just go home. She went to work. Turns out, before Talon Range, she had interned at an avionics design lab. And while she was there, she'd helped code adaptive telemetry filters. The same system that later powered guidance adjustments for the Ares FX, an experimental jet rumored to outperform even the F-22. She didn't brag about it. She didn't need to, because 3 months after being dismissed from flight camp, she received a discreet call. "Eli, how fast can you get to Carson Field? How fast do you need me?" The assignment was confidential. The mission was a test run. Simulate evasive maneuvers. Land in an unpredictable field location. React to a real-time redirection without pre-programmed data. Pilots were to be chosen anonymously. IDs sealed. Only performance would speak. Eli passed Phase 1. Then 2. By the time she reached Phase 3, she wasn't just flying. She was rewriting the definition of control. And where did the redirection lead her? Where did that silent, encrypted instruction send her aircraft at 0700 on a cold Saturday morning? Talon Range. The same tarmac. The same windsock. The same tower that once told her she wasn't built for this. She didn't ask questions. She didn't slow down. Eli flipped to manual override and dropped the Ares FX out a high-altitude barrel roll, cut velocity like silk, and touched down with a landing so clean the runway lights probably stood up and clapped. The entire camp was outside. Instructors, cadets, clipboard sergeants, even Griffin. He squinted from beneath his Ray-Bans, watching the unfamiliar silhouette descend with fire trailing the engines. Nobody recognized the plane. Nobody recognized the pilot until she stepped out, helmet off, hair braided back, boots grounded like they own the earth. Griffin's jaw opened like a bad cargo latch. No freaking way. She didn't look at him. She handed a USB flight record to the base commander, saluted, and simply said, "Telemetry logs. Adjustments logged manually. No system flags." The commander blinked. "That was you." She nodded. "Jesus, that landing was on your turf." "I know." He looked speechless. Griffin didn't. He stormed toward her. This was a setup." Eli turned. "I didn't build the jet," she said. "Just the part that made it smarter than you." The story didn't go viral, but it did circulate through every closed forum that mattered. Within weeks, Eli was invited to join a tactical navigation think tank, then asked to consult on AI-assisted flight algorithms, then offered a contract she never expected because she'd stopped chasing it. Griffin? He plateaued. Top speed. Low altitude. No aborderdrift. The next time Eli flew, it wasn't under scrutiny. It was under stars. She took her niece up in a restored twin prop and showed her how to ride thermal pockets like music. And when the kid asked, "Why do you fly?" Eli smiled. Because sometimes the only way to leave their doubts behind is to rise so far above them they can't even see your tail. In a world that only applauds noise, she landed like thunder in silence, and they never underestimated her again.